Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Beyond World is One, and this is Speed News. Let's begin. U.S. President Donald Trump called Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin crazy for his attacks on Ukrainian cities. Trump warned that any attempt at a total takeover of Ukraine would lead to the downfall of Russia. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said, and I quote here, "I've always said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it. And maybe that's proving to be right. But if he does, it will lead to the downfall of Russia." Rescuers say at least 20 people killed, mostly children, in a fresh Israeli strike on a school sheltering displaced people in Gaza City. The strikes come as Israel has stepped up its Gaza operations in recent days in what it has described as renewed push to destroy Hamas. A day prior, at least 22 people lost their lives and dozens were injured in the airstrikes conducted by Israel that hit the Gaza Strip. The same day, European and Arab nations gathered in Madrid to urge a halt to this offensive. Bangladesh's interim leader, Mohammad Yunus, warns that the country has been in a state of war since imposing a ban on the activities of the Awami League. This comes after a second day of marathon talks with over 20 political parties in Dhaka. During the meeting with various political parties, Yunus was quoted as saying that since the ban, there have been relentless efforts to destabilize Bangladesh, leading to a war-like situation both inside and outside the country. Bangladesh tax workers have now ended a strike that lasted over 2 weeks in response to the Yunus government's decision to overhaul the country's National Board of Revenue. The agitation staged by the revenue workers halted after the interim government said that it would be addressing their demands to stop the overhauling of the body amid the entire row. Tax collections remain stalled for 2 entire weeks in Bangladesh, whose economy has been in doldrums. NBR officials estimate that government lost between $122 million and $163 million in revenue per day throughout the entire strike. India continues to expand its global outreach post-Operation Sindoor. Group 3 of all-party delegation led by JDU MP Sanjay Jha met Yoon Ho-jung, chairperson of Korea-India Parliamentary Friendship Group, in Seoul. Parallelly, a 9-member all-party delegation led by BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad arrived in Paris to convey India's strong and clear stance against terrorism. The delegation aims to brief international partners on India's response to the Pahalgam terror attack and its fight against cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan met with Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in Istanbul on Sunday. Erdogan's office said the two countries would strike to boost cooperation, particularly in defense, energy and transportation. Turkey's Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan and Defense Minister Yasar Gular also attended the meeting. Earlier this month, Erdogan expressed solidarity with Pakistan after India conducted military strikes in response to the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that claimed the life of 26 civilians. According to a U.S. intelligence report, Pakistan is advancing its nuclear arsenal and related capabilities to offset India's conventional military advantage. The report warns that Pakistan's efforts to modernize its battlefield nuclear weapons remain a top priority alongside counterterrorism operations and cross-border skirmishes with regional neighbors. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Sunday that American negotiators had made real progress during nuclear talks with Iran over the weekend and hinted that an announcement could come in the next 2 days. Trump emphasized that some real progress had been made in talks that took place on Saturday and Sunday. Meanwhile, West Asia envoy Steve Witkoff and Michael Anton, the State Department's policy planning director, represented the U.S. at the talks at the Omani embassy in Rome. A day after North Korea detained 3 shipyard officials in connection with the failed launch of its second Chohyeon-class warship, North Korean state media reports that another official has been arrested. Earlier, in a rare admission of failure, the official state news agency KCNA said a malfunction in the launch mechanism caused the stern of the 5,000-ton destroyer to slide prematurely into the water during its launch, crushing parts of the hull and leaving the bow stranded on the shipway. 3 people were initially detained in connection with the accident. According to KCNA, those detained include the chief engineer of the shipyard where the destroyer was built, the construction head, and an administrative manager. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's party swept the board in parliamentary and regional elections that were boycotted by the opposition in protest over his disputed re-election last year. The Electoral Council said the United Socialist Party of Venezuela won 23 out of 24 state governor positions and scored 82.68% of the votes cast for lists of National Assembly members. Southeast Asian leaders gathered in Kuala Lumpur for their first ASEAN summit since Donald Trump's tariff policies upended global economic norms, with the trade-dependent nations expected to issue a joint message of concern over recent U.S. actions. The 2-day ASEAN summit is also expected to increase pressure on Myanmar's military junta and attempt to resolve issues with East Timor's application to join the bloc. Waterlogging has been reported in several parts of Mumbai after heavy rainfall overnight. The IMD has also issued orange to red alerts for the city and surrounding areas of Mumbai and suburban areas. Mumbai could see its earliest ever monsoon arrival, with the IMD stating that conditions are favorable for onset within the next 3 days. The southwest monsoon reached Maharashtra 10 days early, making it the earliest in 35 years. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for 5 districts in Kerala on Monday, including Kasaragod, Kannur, Kozhikode, Wayanad, and Malappuram. A holiday has been declared for all educational institutions in Thrissur, Wayanad, Kasaragod, and Idukki districts of Kerala. The decision comes in the backdrop of heavy rain alert in the region. Where a tornado struck the city of Puerto Vallarta in southern Chile, causing significant damage across the downtown area and surrounding neighborhoods. The tornado hit the city at around 3:30 p.m. local time and has been preliminarily rated as EF1 by Chile's meteorological agency. Eyewitness videos captured the tornado as it moved through the city, kicking up large amounts of debris. Breaking its May temperature record for the second day in a row, temperatures soared to a scorching 51.6 degrees Celsius in the town of Suehan near Al Ain, just shy of the all-time national record of 52 degrees set in 2010. The UAE's National Center of Meteorology confirmed the reading at 1:45 p.m. local time, marking one of the hottest days ever recorded in the country since modern records began in 2003. A stark warning from Iraq, where officials say the country's water reserves have dropped to their lowest level in 80 years. The news comes after a dry winter and shrinking flows from the Tigris and Euphrates River, a vital lifeline for the region, according to Iraq's Ministry of Water Resources. The summer season should be starting with at least 18 billion cubic meters of water. Right now, the country has just over half of that. That's about 10 billion cubic meters. Ministry spokesperson Khalid Shamal told AFP this is the lowest reserve Iraq has seen in 8 decades, blaming both climate change and upstream dams in Turkey and Iran for the crisis. Indian stocks opened in the green as major indices Nifty and Sensex started the trading day with positive gains and showing an upbeat mood. Experts say U.S. tariff issues will continue for the next few days, and deals with EU, Japan, India, Vietnam, and South Korea are expected to lead this move. Experts also add that the RBI's bumper dividend payment to the government exceeding the budget estimates will help contain the fiscal deficit target for financial year 26 at 4.4%. This in turn can sustain the low inflation and declining interest rate trend, which will continue to support the equity market. The euro jumped along with risk-sensitive currencies like the Australian dollar after President Donald Trump backed down from threatened 50% duties on European Union shipments from June 1st. This comes after the bloc asked for time to reach a good deal. The dollar continued its slump against a broad swathe of currency peers as Trump's policy reversals, as well as his sweeping spending and tax cut bill, currently in legislation turned investors off from U.S. assets. Experts say the Sell America theme, which was dominant theme back in April, is back on show now and may lead to more dollar weakness. Oil prices gained in early trade after U.S. President Donald Trump extended a deadline for trade talks with the European Union, easing concerns about U.S. tariffs on the bloc that could hurt the global economy and fuel demand. Brent crude futures rose 37%, or that's about 0.6% to $65.15 a barrel by 12:01 a.m. GMT, while U.S. oil futures were 34 cents at $61.87 a barrel. Experts say trade and tariff headlines, along with ongoing fiscal concerns in the U.S., are going to be the main wild card for risk sentiment and crude oil this week. And with some updates from the aviation sector, Vietnamese budget carrier Vietjet agreed to place a new order with plane maker Airbus for 20 A330neo wide-body jets. The announcement is significant as French President Emmanuel Macron was in Hanoi to meet Vietnam's leaders. The agreement now means that Vietjet has agreed to buy a total of 4 jets from Airbus, as it follows another deal signed last year for 20 A330neo planes. The company did not mention cost or detail or delivery schedule, but said the new order was meant to support strategic expansion over the next decade.